We live. Oh yeah, we live. We live. What's up with everybody? Good morning. Uh Happy Friday. TGIF, right? We made it. We made it. We made it. Man. So today we're gonna talk about postal demands. This should be interesting. I used to work at the post office for about 8 years. 8 years of, of doing this. Mm, mm. You get a W 2. You get a W 2. You get a W 2. That was me. I was that guy out there on the grind every day, making sure my customers get it. I don't know what's going on at the post office. Anywho, let me just go ahead and get into this because I could talk forever. I could talk forever with that. Each person generally gets a number of demands for amounts to be paid. Bills. If you get a demand for payment, you will notice that it's not addressed to you, the human, but to the fictional Strawman, which has a name which sounds like your name, but is not the same. The name will be printed on the demand in all capital letters, or in rare cases, preceded by Mr., Mrs., or Miss. And any one of those names refer to the straw man who sounds like you and which has a creation date which matches what you have been told was your birthday. You can pay this demand if you want to, but it is entirely optional. Remember that it is not you who is being billed. Also, worth remembering is that you, the human, are bound by common law and not legal statutes. Common law does not require you to pay any form of tax. The company invoicing the straw man is hoping that you don't catch on to the fact that it is not you who are being billed and so make the payment as a mistake on your part. If you don't want to pay this unnecessary charge on behalf of the straw man, then you can mark the envelope no contract. Ooh, okay. Return the sender and mail it back to the sender. Any subsequent letter can be treated in exactly the same way, as in all cases, do not have any telephone conversations about it, as a verbal communication bristle with legalese verbal traps. At most, say say that you wish to deal with any such matters by mail and terminate the call. It doesn't matter if an employee turns up at your home and hands you a letter or puts it through your mailbox. The letter is not for you or even addressed to you. It is addressed to you, straw man. So it can be mailed back the same as any other letter. Recently, Tony Rook in the UK took a different approach. He refused to pay for a TV license and went to court over it. There, he stated that he would not pay a TV license fee because the BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, intentionally misrepresented facts about the 9/11 attacks. As is widely known, the BBC reported the collapse of World Trade Center Building 7, the building 47-story Solomon's Brothers building, which was never hit by an airplane, but which collapsed at free fall speed later that day. More than 20 minutes before the collapse occurred, Rook stated that the BBC had prior knowledge of that terror attack, so were complicit in the attack. Wow, I didn't know that. He then showed a recording of the BBC video news broadcast along with the considerable additional evidence. The judge agreed that Rook had reasonable case to protest and he found not guilty by the court and was not fined for failure to pay the licensing fee. It is still available, the BBC News report of the collapse showing the building standing behind the reporter is at, oh, they got a little URL for that. If you wish, you can take a more forceful, direct stance as demonstrated here by a letter issued by Christopher Lees when dealing with a fixed penalty notice charge. So they got a little letter in here I'll read this letter real quick. Okay, cool. Please, sirs, please read the following notice thoroughly and carefully before responding. It is a notice. It informs you. It means what it says. The reason why you need to read it carefully is simple. I am offering conditional agreement. This removes controversy and means that you no longer have any ultimate recourse to a court of law in this matter, because there is no controversy upon which it is adjudicated. You always have the option of dragging these conditions into court of law, only to be told that they are indeed lawful. That is, of course, always your prerogative. I like that word. Should you decide to waste your time. For this reason, it is important that you consider and respond to the offer in substance. The nearest official form will not suffice and consequently is likely to be ignored by myself without any dishonor on my part. On the other hand, there is a small time limit on the agreement being offered. It is reasonable. If it runs out, then all associated parties are in default, removing any and all lawful excuses on your part for proceeding in this matter. For the reason, it is recommended that you carefully consider this notice and respond in substance, which means actually addressing the points raised herein. You have apparently made allegations of criminal conduct against me. You have apparently made demands upon me. I do not understand those apparent demands and therefore cannot lawfully fulfill them. This is a good letter. I think I'm going to copy this word for word. I seek clarification of your documents so that I may act according to the law and maintain my body of inalienable natural rights. Failure to accept this offer to clarify and to do so completely and in good faith within 7 days will be deemed by all parties to mean that you and your principal or other parties abandon all demands upon me. I conditionally accept your offer to agree that I am a legal fiction person, Mr. Christopher Mark Lees, and that I owe $70 for services rendered by your company upon proof of claim of all the following. 1, upon proof of claim that I am a person and I am not a human being. 2, upon proof of claim that you know what a person actually is in legal terms. 3, upon proof of claim that you know the difference between a human being and a person, legally speaking. 4, upon proof of claim that you know the difference between the term legal and lawful. 5, upon proof of claim that I am a legal fiction person, Mr. Christopher Mark Lees, being the entity to which your paperwork was addressed and not Christopher of the Lees family, as commonly called. 6, upon claim that the charge was the result of a lawful investigation unmarred by prejudice. 7, upon claim that I am a member of a society whose statutes and subsisting regulations you are enforcing. 8, upon claim that I showed you some sort of identification. And 9, upon proof of claim that there is a nameable society that I belong to and that the law covered with any alleged transgression state that they apply to me within that named society. Sincerely and without ill will, vexation, or frivolity, by, and then they left a blank, the persons without prejudice, naturally inalienable rights reserved. Please address all future correspondence in the matter to a direct human self, namely Christopher of the Lees family, as commonly called. Original paperwork as received. Wow. I don't know. Seems interesting. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But I'm definitely going to try that out. I'm definitely going to try this one out. No contract on the bill. I think I'm going to do that. Anywho, I hope y'all enjoy y'all weekend. I know I am, even though it's gonna rain. Y'all be good.